me, which he can't decide whether he quit or got fired. It's like, fell off. Destroyed every relationship he had with his family, with his friends, cousins, I mean, you name it. Like, he picked a fight with every single person he could. And then yesterday, the old lady had it. She made some phone calls, got him sent to some place, like, they pink slipped him, I guess is what they call it. And they got sent to a loony bin. You know? And even when, like, they were there talking to him, he was still trying to blame everybody else. And it's, man, it's, you know, that doesn't get you far, blaming everybody else for the shit that you've done, you know? It gets you nowhere, obviously. Which brings me really to what I want to talk about. So, like, maybe a week ago? Yeah, it was about a week ago. We had this lady stab another lady in the parking lot of a grocery store. Broad daylight. Broad daylight. It was like 2:30, 3 in the afternoon. And it seemingly for no reason. And not only did she stab this lady, she stabbed this lady's baby. Like a 3-year-old boy that she had. Yeah, he was like 2 or 3. And the poor kid died. It's sad, it's tragic, right? Like, it's just a horrible story. And it happened in a grocery store not far from my house, really, like 50 miles away or something. Anyway, well, as the story has unfolded, right? Oh, there's surveillance video of her either buying or stealing a knife from like a Salvation Army or a thrift store or something like that, like a secondhand store. And then you see her walk out the store, go up to this like pillar, and like stab it with the knife. And then she walks away, right? Well, when that came out, people started saying, oh, the people in the store shouldn't have sold her that knife. People in the store should have known. Or if she stole it, somebody should have stopped her, and this wouldn't have happened. Like, well, no. For one, it is not illegal to buy a knife. It's not. Like, no matter what kind of knife it is, like, it's not illegal to walk into a store, buy a knife, and take it home. You know? I mean, I'm a felon. I can't buy a gun, but I have knives. I have a butterfly knife back here that I used to cut plastic with that somebody gave me. I don't think those are exactly legal, per se. Not sure. But then, a couple days ago, it came out that the North Olmsted Police Department had arrested her for warrants, right? So, not a couple days ago, but a couple days before this happened, right? She was in a wheelchair for some reason, pushing herself down the road, and somebody called and said, hey, it looks like this lady needs help. And she had like, looked like one of those big ass suitcases that you can, like, on wheels, right, with the handles that come out. Anyway, so she was like rolling herself around in a wheelchair for some reason. And when the cops rolled up, she said that her medication makes her dizzy or something, and that's why she was in the wheelchair. And then the cops talked to her, and they were nice, and there was no issues. And then they said, oh, by the way, you have warrants. And she didn't freak out. She didn't try to run. She was like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah, sorry, we got to take you in. And she was not, I mean, she was like, okay, well, that's what you got to do. You know, like, she was cool. No craziness. They take her in. She's there for a few days. She gets out. And the day she gets out, she leaves the police department, goes to the thrift store, gets the knife, goes to the parking lot, finds herself a victim. And then people are blaming the police department too. You can't blame the police department. Like, if she was seemingly normal, had no aggressive tendencies the whole time she was in there, like, you cannot predict the future. Like, you can't. And you can't just hold somebody because you think they might do something, right? But you're not sure. Like, it's a tough situation. But when she acts completely normal and, you know, yeah, maybe she's a little off, but I know plenty of people that are a little off that would never hurt anybody. Shit, I'm a little off sometimes. But then she goes to the thrift store, and people are like, oh, people in the thrift store shouldn't have sold her the knife. Well, how many people have gone to that thrift store and bought knives and went home and used them what they were for? Or maybe they're a collector and they got home and they put them with their collection, or whatever the case may be, right? I'm sure they've sold hundreds of knives over the years that have never been used the way this lady used it. And then she goes to the Giant Eagle parking lot and seemingly just attacks some random lady and her kid, and the poor kid dies. Like I don't know why people can't call it what it is. Like, it's a tragedy, and it's a random tragedy. Like, it's a random act of violence, seemingly for no reason, because these people had no connection to each other whatsoever. It's not like she knew her and was like, yeah, I hate that bitch, I'm gonna kill her and her kid. Like, this shit just didn't happen, right? Like, for whatever reason that only she knows, she said, oh, look, I got this knife. Let me stab somebody with it. And then everybody around here gets on the internet and they blame everybody else. Why are we blaming everybody else? Why are we blaming the cops? Why are we blaming the thrift store? Like, these people are not Nostradamus. Like, why not blame the person that did the fucked up thing that they did? It's her fault. She did it. It was her actions that caused that shit. Like, I don't know why that's so hard. And today it's like everybody is always looking for somebody else to blame for somebody else's bullshit. All the time. It wasn't me. It was because of this. I shouldn't be, you know. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. I'm mentally unstable, so it's really not my fault. I shouldn't be in trouble. Mentally unstable or not, like, if you know you're mentally unstable, go get help. But you can't blame everybody around you for your actions. Like, you have to be accountable for the shit that you do. Let's blame marijuana because that lady stabbed her boyfriend 150,000 times and then killed her dog, and the police took her to jail. She gets probation, you know, because she was too high. I've been too high plenty of times, and I usually just, you know, eat a sandwich and go to sleep. Or, you know, a whole bag of Doritos or something. But yeah, that's my question. Why? Why are we always looking to blame somebody else when tragedy happens? You know? And sometimes tragedy happens just because. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason to it. That's why we have the phrase, shit happens. Because shit happens. And fucked up shit happens all the time. And sometimes there's no reason behind it. Sometimes you just don't know why. Right? Fuck, the sun decided to come out. Put on my cool guy shades. So yeah, that's my question, man. I don't know. Maybe you see it differently than I see it. But I see it as people need to fucking grow up, man up, and take accountability for their actions. Never blame somebody else for the bullshit that I've done. It was never this person's fault or that person's fault because I got addicted to drugs and I got myself in trouble and ended up in and out of prison. I don't blame anybody for the actions that I made, and I don't give anybody else credit for me being where I am today, because I'm the one that had to put the work in. I'm the one that had to do the things and make the decisions that I had to make. Yeah, I had people lend me a hand along the way, of course, because you don't build up stronger without a foundation around you, right? But I'm the one that's got to make those decisions. I'm the one who's got to put the work in. Just like you. If you want to make shit better, you have to put the work in. You have to make the decisions and the choices that you have to make to get to where you want to be, because nobody's going to hand you shit. Just like when you fuck up, you can't blame somebody else. Alright? I'll be back soon. Let me know what you think. You know, it's just one guy's opinion over here. Just one little guy's opinion. I'll be back soon.